This is Project Zomboid, an early access open world survival multiplayer crafting RPG. Yep, that's basically every single buzzword characteristic of a video game scam. And yet, to buy it and play it now in its so-called unfinished state is a pleasant surprise. It's been in early access since 2013, and here we are in 2022, the year of our Lord, without an official release. And even though the developers say there's still a lot more work to put in until it's finished, especially since they've made a lot of as of yet unfulfilled promises to their backers at the beginning, it feels like a pretty complete package to me. Sure, they still don't have a story mode or NPCs as promised, but that doesn't matter to me. I never followed this game from the beginning. I'm busy being disappointed by a game that I have been following since the beginning. What surprised me the most about Project Zomboid is the sheer level of detail. Not necessarily graphically, but mechanically. Your clothes get filthy over time and need to be washed. Placing baking trays and pots outside will collect rainwater. Handling broken glass might cut your hands. Vehicles have usable headlights, heaters, radios, and have individual parts that can be replaced. Clothes can be torn to create makeshift bandages, or ropes to escape out of second-story buildings. It's actually pretty overwhelming at first. Every new game will probably teach you something new, and you'll get better and better after each death. It's all very reminiscent of The Sims, and not just with how the art style looks exactly like the original Sims. You can customize your character like The Sims, manage your needs like The Sims, read books to increase your skills like The Sims, build and decorate your home like The Sims, make them suffer like The Sims. It's both fun as hell and boring as shit. Just like The Sims! The premise is simple. You start in a zombie-infested world and have to survive as long as possible. You will die. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but someday. This particular zombie apocalypse takes place in Kentucky in the month of July, 1993. The zone is completely locked off from the rest of the world. This means that, canonically, you'll never get to see the release of Hocus Pocus in theaters. It also means that the setting utilizes only the technology that was available at the time. Ah, to be a 90s kid. Not a cell phone in sight, just people living in the moment. Project Zomboid is about choosing the safest, most boring, risk-averse decisions in order to stay alive. Don't pick a fight you don't need to take. Don't enter a building without knowing where the exit is. Scan your surroundings regularly and stay vigilant. There could always be a zombie waiting behind any door in any house. You could go to sleep and wake up to find a whole gaggle of zombies just chilling in your house. But it's not always possible to stay completely safe. Your resources are finite, your energy is finite, but the allure of discovery is constantly pushing you forward, daring you to overextend. And when you do, you'll find yourself exhausted, with a broken weapon, and without many options of escape. That's when Project Zomboid is at its best, forcing you to make split-second decisions that carry huge consequences, even if they succeed. Those are the moments that make the game such a joy to experience. So what can you use to fend off the zombie hordes? Well, you can take whatever melee weapons you can find in the surrounding environment, including knives, baseball bats, axes, crowbars, etc. And you can craft powerful weapons like spears, or useless weapons like spears with butter knives attached to them. But these can break after prolonged use, and usually at the worst of times. There are also many different types of firearms to find. But want to know what happens when you start shooting zombies? Well, there you go. If you don't specifically design your build around gunning down zombies, I'd avoid it if you can. It's a risky endeavour. Shooting will attract every zombie in earshot, and you can't really hit anything at long range without any aiming skills. Dealing with a single zombie is simple in theory. Push them to the ground and stomp them into a JPEG. The challenge comes from the number of zombies present, the type and condition of your weapon, your surroundings, and your character's physical condition. You don't have health the same way you have in a normal game. Each of your body parts can be injured individually, affect your character in different ways, and require different methods to heal. Let's take the action of running through the forest. Very soon, you'll scratch yourself on a branch. That wound may not affect you right away, but leave it unattended for too long and it'll become infected. That infection can cause some serious repercussions down the track, all because you were too cool to wrap a bandage around it earlier. I hope you kept your medicine on you. So how do you avoid having to down the Bleach cocktail supreme? Well, first of all, don't jump out of second-story buildings for no reason. Second of all, don't put yourself in danger unnecessarily. The detail of the game extends as far as how your clothes affect you. Wearing a leather jacket is more likely to protect you from bites and scratches, but prolonged bouts of fighting or running can make your character really hot and thirsty. Simply running around barefoot can injure you and require a bandage. Think of the last time you did something really stupid and got injured because of it. That'll probably happen in Project Zomboid. Along with the loot that you can scavenge around this massive map, you can also craft items and structures. A simple branch can be sharpened with a kitchen knife to create a spear. Chop up some meat and add some veggies to make a stir fry. Rip up the floorboards and nail them to the doors and windows to create barricades. If you have the right tools, you can build a house from scratch, set up a nice little farm, live a quiet and renewable life until the helicopter comes. It's a true sandbox. You have no goals set by the game, no achievements or anything to push you in any one direction. It's completely up to you how you want to play the game. And because there's really no right way to play the game, that also means there's no wrong way. The game is extremely customizable. Everything from the population and multiplication of the zombies, to the specific behavior they exhibit, even the harshness of the weather. Pretty much everything can be tweaked, enabled or disabled. Getting bit is a death sentence. You're guaranteed to turn at some point, unless you turn off infection from bites. Why make it that a silly mistake can lose yourself 30 days of progress? If you want the game to be a power fantasy, let your character choose any stats they want and wreak havoc on the zombie hordes. If you're a masochist, then turn all the zombies into sprinters and see how long a deaf, fat asthmatic can last. It's completely up to you. Much like asking Oppa why he moved to Argentina back in the day, you're going to have to learn some uncomfortable truths. This game, despite all my praise, is not for everyone. If you're hoping for some kind of victory scenario, you're out of luck. At least in the current state of the game. Success is survival, and by that metric, you will always fail. The game is not designed to be won, but rather to delay defeat as long as possible. Most of my best playthroughs usually fizzle out when my character sustains an injury and spends the next few days slowly dying an unceremonious death. Or I just get bored and deliberately push myself into an unwinnable scenario. It's a difficult and uncompromising game, with a difficult and uncompromising UI. This UI is, not how I would have designed it. But for a game like this, I can't really think of a better way without... unless... no. It can't be. They had it all figured out. There are no proper missions or living NPCs to interact with without the use of mods, so unless you're playing multiplayer, you're going to spend most of your time wandering around the map by yourself. Ah, multiplayer. Alright, let's do this. What? He just shot me! A little gunshot's not going to slow me down. Please let me go. No, stop! Stop! Oh, alright, okay.
Ever since you teleported to me, my life has been nothing but shit.
No, that's it. Just put me down. It's time for you to pay for your crimes.
No, 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 no! Run, Kenny, run!
Why
No.
won't you
No,
die?
no, 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 I've done nothing wrong. I've only killed 3 people. That's it. I've had enough of this. I'm disassembling it.
A sad reality for everyone to learn is that as time marches on, the time you get with your friends also diminishes. One by one, my friends have moved away, got married, or had kids, and I find myself with few friends who have time to game anymore. But the fleeting moments I spent in Project Zomboid's multiplayer were so opposite to single player in every way imaginable. We picked fights whenever we could. We ran all the time. We ignored our wounds and drank merrily. The temptation to mess around is just too great when there's an audience. It was quite the sight. Project Zomboid. If you're looking for a game that steals hours of your life at a time, this is it. If you're looking for a game which forces you to question whether you're having fun or not, this is it. If you're looking for a game that can and should be modded until the engine barely works anymore, this is it. And if you're looking for a game which utterly engrosses you in its world, this is it. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I really appreciate it. See you next time.